Namaskar, welcome to the Cloud Factory. Today we are going to make pencil skirt patterns because in my next video I'm going to show you how to make this skirt. For this project you need the basic skirt patterns. If you don't have it, I'm giving you the link in the description box below this video for you to make it, or you can find that video also in my channel. I have my back pattern, my front pattern, and another back pattern which I'm going to use for the lining pattern of the back. I'm going to transform the patterns. First, the back of the skirt. Extend the central line and mark the length you want for your skirt. For me is 60 centimeters. Measure from your waist downwards and decide how long you want your skirt. Extend the lines and mark it, and then join those 2 points to trace the base line of your pattern. Now here in the side of the skirt, mark 5 centimeters or 2 inch. I am marking 5 centimeters here because I'm going to make a slit in the back part of the skirt. If you don't want the slit, then mark 3 centimeters or 1.5 inches. If you mark more than that without the slit, the skirt will be tight. Here mark 3 centimeters from the waist line, the hips line downwards, and join these 2 points with a straight line like this to draw the side of the skirt. For the front pattern we are going to do the same. Extend the the central line, the side line. From the waist downwards, mark the length of the skirt. For me is 60 centimeters. And trace the baseline. Here 3 centimeters downwards of the hips line, and here 5 centimeters inside, and join these 2 points. And for the lining piece, I'm going to extend also the lines the same as I did with the front and the back patterns. Mark the length of the skirt, but in this case you have to mark also 2 centimeters upwards in the lines. Here I am tracing the baseline on 60, which is the total length of the skirt. And here I'm going to trace a reference line 2 centimeters above the baseline. This is because the lining, it has to be shorter than the skirt. Here in the baseline 5 centimeters, and here 3 centimeters, and trace your side line. And that's it for the shape of the patterns. Now we are going to work with the back pattern again to mark the seam allowances for the slit and the zipper. First, mark the length of the slit. I'm going to mark 20 centimeters. You can mark as much as you want. And from this point to the top, I'm going to make these marks 1.5 centimeter. This is the seam allowance for the zipper and for the back seam. And from the slit point down, I'm going to mark 3 centimeters. And also trace a line. This is wider because it's the hem of the slit or the facing of the slit. Now from this point at the same level of the slit point, but from the seam line, trace this angle line to the other seam line, like this. Follow the baseline, and here also the waistline, but what is important is to transfer this centimeter we have here to the seam line. Close the dart. From this centimeter to this waist point, from the seam line, trace a curved line, keep it there, and cut. Now cut by the seam lines we just marked. And here in the bottom, I'm going to mark the hem 2.5 centimeters. Trace the line. Cut that line. Fold it in the baseline. And then cut the side line like this. We do this to get this angle here for the hem, so it will be perfect when we stitch it. And now in the back lining pattern, also mark the slit, and in this case from the slit point to the top of the skirt mark 1.5 centimeters and trace this line. And now from the slit point, transfer it to the seam line and mark an angle line touching the center line of the skirt like this. Close the dart and do the same. Trace the waist curve starting from the centimeter we mark here when we made our basic patterns. Cut the seam that we just marked, and in the base I'm going to cut here because remember this has to be shorter, so I'm going to fold in the reference line I marked before and then cut the side line like this. Remember, we are not going to make pattern for the front lining because we are going to use the same front pattern that I'm going to use for the skirt. The front pattern, I'm going to also mark 2.5 centimeters for the hem. Trace a line. Cut that line, same as we did in the back pattern. Here I'm going to fold the dart, trace a curve. Remember, it's from the centimeter we marked in our basic patterns, and cut it. The hem, cut it in the same way, fold it and cut it like that, and the central line as it is. This pattern is going to be in the folded side of the fabric because we want one piece. For the back lining we want two pieces, and for the back skirt we want two pieces as well. Now close the darts of the skirt patterns and hold it there with a pin. We are going to trace the facing for the waist. So to another piece of paper, transfer the shape starting from the central line, not from the seam line, and make these points all along the lines. Here fold the seam inside and mark it like this, and then use your curved rollers to join the points and trace the line perfect as it is in the pattern. Also here in the side, and here is a straight line. I'm going to mark 5 centimeters for the width of my facing, like this, all along, and trace a line with the help of your curved rollers. This is the back facing, so write it here, and do the same with the front pattern. Transfer some points to mark the shape of the top part of the skirt, and then join the points with your curved rollers. Mark the width, also 5 centimeters. And trace the baseline of the facing piece. This is the front facing. This is the central line of the pattern, so this is the central line of the facing. This is going to be in the folded side of the skirt, sorry, of the fabric, because we want one piece for the front facing. And this one, ignore it, I mistake, because from this, the back facing, we need 2 pieces in single fabric. So, got it? Back facing and front facing. And only check that it matches with the shape of your skirt patterns. This is the front. And this is the back. Remember the straight side of the facing. It will be the central line of it. And that's it. Your patterns are ready. The back, the front, the back lining pattern, and the facing patterns. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to cut and stitch this skirt, so stay tuned and activate the notifications so you will know when I post that video. But it will be very soon, probably tomorrow, I don't know. Okay, anyway, in the description box below this video you have all the information that you need to make your patterns, and also you have the links to my networks in case you want to contact me there. Thank you so much for watch this tutorial. If you like it, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time. Happy stitches for everyone!